with better windows, better lightings, more insulation, these new kinds of approaches to energy. And those jobs really cannot be outsourced. They have to be in the local communities. And we need to put people to work to fight the lingering effects of the recession we've just been through.
Mr. Vice President, the New York Times is looking at you, at your dual role as investor and advocate, and they note that a lot of the recent $3.4 billion in Energy Department grants went to a company backed by your venture capital firm. I'll ask the question that they put out there. Is there a conflict of interest or even the appearance of a conflict of interest?
Well, no. Of course I invest according to my beliefs and values, and I encourage everybody to do the same thing. I put my money where my mouth is. I've advocated these same policies for more than 30 years, and of course I believe in it. If I didn't, they would criticize me for being a hypocrite.
Can't do anything right.
Hey, let's talk about the elections today. You remember back in 1993, Republicans had a sweep in Richmond, in New Jersey and in Virginia, and then I think that's when Giuliani won. And it was sort of a precursor for crazy people like me coming the next year. Sorry about that. Do you think we can read the same thing out of these elections if Republicans sweep it, or is it an overgeneralization?
Well, based on some of the experiences I have, I'm a great believer in letting the actual voters make the decision.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And I'll tune in tomorrow to hear what happened and what it all means. But today is the day for the voters to decide.
Joe, you'll come back tomorrow and tell us what.
Well, I didn't say that. I don't believe I said that.
But,
that's fantastic.
Yeah, I'll write it down. What time did you want to be on?
You know, these guys should get a Booker salary also.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, actually, well.
So in the end, though,
there's a line there that you didn't deliver.
Yeah, there is.
He knows a lot.
So tell us how you think President Obama is doing. It seems like he's getting it from the right. They're saying he's taking us towards socialism. He's getting it from the left. Arianna Huffington was on earlier today saying he's not going for enough. What do you think? How's the president doing?
I think he's doing well. I think that he inherited a plate of problems that are simply unbelievably difficult. And let's look at the record just a bit. Coming into an economy that was in the deepest hole since the Great Depression, now, only 9 months later, we have technically come out of the recession, 3.5% growth in the last quarter. Unemployment is still a very difficult challenge, but he's continuing to fight that. I think he was wise to put so much of the stimulus into the green stimulus provisions. He has reassessed some of the strategic challenges that we're facing, and he's dealing with them. But 9 months on is too early to write the final verdict on how he's done on these challenges. I think that he's doing a really good job.
All right, Al Gore, thank
by the
you
way,
very much.
I got to say, we were on the train, on the Acela from New York to Philadelphia, and I saw the vice president there. He called me over, said he wants to talk to me. He wants to talk to me. Go over there. 5 minutes later, he's got his laptop out, his Apple out, and he's showing me slides. And I said, this guy, and I commented afterwards, the fervor of, and Meach, you'll understand this being a Tennessee boy too, the fervor, seriously, of an evangelical with on a mission, and the mission is contained in this book. And
two points. One small, one large. I didn't call you over. I got up and respectfully said, excuse me, you're former Congressman Joe Scarborough.
It's funny. I thought I remember you saying, hey, boy, get the hell over here.
I think he went, yo, you?
Yeah. Second point, a large point.
Yeah.
I do have a lot of passion for this because 40 years ago, more than 40 years ago, I had the privilege of learning from a great professor. I never thought that it would become the mission and the cause that it's become. But really, this is far larger than any challenge we have ever faced. And at some point, we have got to really focus on the fact that what we're doing right now, with 4 times as many people on Earth as 100 years ago, technology's 1,000,000 times more powerful, putting all this pollution into the thin shell of atmosphere surrounding the planet, the scientific community saying you are destroying the Earth for future generations. This issue strikes at the definition of what it means to be a human being. If we get this evidence and if we decided to ignore it and just give the back of our hand to our children and grandchildren and all who come after them, then who are we? I don't believe that's who we are. I think that we have the capacity, as we've demonstrated in times past, to rise to great challenges and to solve them. And this book, Our Choice, is a presentation of the solutions that will enable us to really solve this climate crisis, do right by our kids, and as I've said before, bring our economy roaring back in a sustainable way, and finally secure our national security interests and not be so dependent on these foreign energy sources.
All right. Mr. Vice President, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
The book is Our Choice, and we will be right back.